People, brothers, sisters, friends, anybody within the sound of my voice, please listen to what I say. Let us be very, very careful when comparing our children. Let me change that. Let us not compare our children to other children during the service of our true Father. And what I mean by that is, while we're in service of our true Father, regardless of how our faith is, or what faith we choose to follow, because faith is faith, regardless of what we title our faith, please let us be careful. Never say to our children, well, look at Tommy over there sitting so quietly. Look at Susie. Look at Timmy. Look at Lisa. Look how quietly he or she is sitting. Why can't you sit like that? Please, don't do it. Don't give our children the impression that the other children are somehow better than they are. Please. What can happen is we tell our child, well, look at Tommy over there. Look how quiet he's sitting. Look how polite he is. And what begins to happen to our child is our child will sit and see other children sitting so politely and so quietly in service of our true Father. And our children will begin to believe that that is how the other children act all the time. Our children will begin to believe that when the other children are at home, they are that polite, and that they are that behaved, and that quote-unquote perfect. Because what our children don't know is the reason that Tommy and Billy and Susie and Lisa and Linda and Adam are sitting so quietly is because it's in their nature. But no. It's not that way. These children are sitting quietly because they want that hamburger that they've been offered for being quiet during the service of our true Father. Let's tell the truth. Let's admit it. Let's get real. Yes, there does come a time after the bribe, after we paid our children to sit quietly during the service of our true Father, there does come a time when that sitting quietly for that hamburger or for that ice cream or for that after-service hot chocolate, there does come a time when that's not necessary. Because what happens is all that time that our child sat there quietly because they wanted that treat, that all the things they have been hearing while they're sitting there thinking of the after treat, all these things will come back to them as they get older. And it will begin to make sense. And they will begin to listen because they want to learn. They are no longer listening for that after treat. However, I digress. And if you don't know what that means, it means I got sidetracked. We don't want our children to believe that the way the other children are acting is in their nature, because it's not. It is in the nature of children 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, to be hyper. It's in their nature to not want to sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And we don't want our children to believe that when those children go home, they have the same personality that they have during the service of our true Father. Because what will happen is our children will believe they're not worthy of having a social life with the other children because the other children are quote-unquote better than them. Please, let us not compare our children to the other children. Let us not say, look how they're acting. Let us not accidentally allow our children to believe that this is the way the other children are in their everyday life. it will hold our children back, not only in the service of our true Father, it will also hold them back in life in general. Please, let me say it again. Do not allow our children to believe they are somehow lower than the other children by saying, look how they're acting. Because I'm going to tell you, that child of ours doesn't know that the reason Timmy and Billy and them are sitting that way is for the treat, and the children that are sitting quietly are looking around thinking they're the only ones that are being quiet for the treat. You see what I'm saying? Please be careful, please. If you want to compare your child to somebody, compare your child to yourself. That's right. And compare yourself to that child. Because in the end, you will find that your child, my child, all children are a product of their parents and who we are. And you cannot say, we cannot say that when we were children that we sat there quietly and that we didn't sit there for that after church treat or after meeting treat or after gathering treat until we began to get older and began to go because we wanted to. Right? Right. Please, may peace be with you. And please take the peace of our Lord and hold it within our breasts.